Mercer meets a tinker. Welcome back to Writer's Theory. I'm James Winterthorn, and today I'm sharing the 55th writing session of my journey of writing a novel in 90 days. Yesterday, we left off after a weather event that Mercer rode through and endured, and now has got closer to civilization and some people, and he's encountered a tinker on the road, or a traveling merchant on the road. And we're going to get into what that interaction looks like and what he is going to get out of this interaction. So let's get right to it and see the first part of day 55. So I wanted him to be a stranger, a strange-looking individual, and I hope it's not over the top. But I did want him to look a little odd, this tinker. I wanted him to have a little Gaelic in his speech. I tried to do that earlier with certain characters. Here, I don't anticipate this character being around, or not being around, but just not being in the story for very long. So a little odd dialogue here, I think is okay. And so he's just like he's trying to get some information about him, find out exactly where he is, maybe buy some food. So I wanted Mercer to end up in the town that that Quantrill and his men had razed during the war. I just wanted him to have the experience of seeing it being rebuilt, and that even though it was terrible what happened, that life still goes on. So here I just have him bartering with the tinker. And trying to keep the scene authentic in what an interaction might look like with the traveling salesperson with various items to sell. Is he going to have food? Is he going to have trinkets? Like, what are the things that he's selling? And so I want to get into that interaction and what that looks like. This scene, even though I wrote it the day before, it was still very unplanned, and so I didn't know where I was going with it, and so this is just kind of happening as I'm writing, which is a fun way to experience parts of the story, to get to know characters. It can also be frustrating because sometimes I just don't know what to write next. So let's see how much that comes across as we wrap up day 55's writing session and see what we've got going on. And so what I wanted this, and I hope it comes across, I state it later, but for him to have things that are personal possessions to people very obviously, and where would he have gotten these things from? So I wanted there to be a carpetbagging feel here. And then I also realized that I have to figure out this seashell from way back in chapter 4. And so what better opportunity than he buys it off the tinker. And I wanted this to, without like good scientific knowledge or understanding of how the world was shaped, you might assume if you found some sea creature, some evidence of a sea creature very far inland, that you might think it's from a global flood and maybe from the time of Noah. And so I just found that to be just fascinating, like just an interesting interaction to include in there. And so now I've included the seashell from so far back in the story, and now I don't have to worry about where that came from. And so here is his first indication of someone having heard the name Silas Shaw. Silas Shaw. I'm still doing it. Still doing it. And so, see, Mercer knows that that these goods have come from the looted homes of the South, and that this man is out selling those goods for his own gain. Although by the looks of the man, like, he's not a rich man, so maybe this is just how he's getting by. But I wanted there to be just dynamic elements between the different characters and what might be relevant in this time period. So hopefully I did a good job with that. And we'll see where the rest of these interactions go and Mercer's time in Lawrence. So let's do today's line of the day. Yes, yes. Things burn or die, and things grow and are born. So this is the Tinker responding to Mercer and almost dismissing the trauma and the troubling parts of life. And for some people, this is a very helpful point of view. And for someone who is profiting off of the misfortune of others, this might very well be an opinion somebody has. So I like this line for that reason. It's from an odd character and an odd point of view. So that's why it's today's line of the day. So tomorrow we'll pick up where this scene left off. Mercer's already threatened the Tinker and exposing him for where he gets his goods, to get the price down on the food and things that he's bought. So it's just an interesting interaction, and I'm very curious to see how I wrap this particular interaction up. So if you want to see how that goes, please like and subscribe, and you will find out tomorrow. Yes, yes. Someone having heard the name Silas Shaw. Silas Shaw. I'm still doing it. Still doing it.